virtual reality chat, a place for goofs as well as griffins. This game has over 25,000 user-made worlds. Despite that, you'll find the tab for active servers starts to dry up real quick. This game has tens of thousands of worlds which have been left abandoned, forgotten, and empty, some for nearly a decade. For the purposes of this video, I primarily utilized the game's random tab, which gives completely random worlds, as well as select keyword searches for interesting topics, such as Family Guy. There's really no better place to begin than with the world that encompasses the quality of about half the maps I looked at. The Jar was an awful, sick, despicable level, a disgusting, slimy endeavor to escape this goopy prison filled with a mysterious white sticky substance.
Get me out of here! Get me out of here, help! Get me out of here!
This was the very first map that appeared when filming this. We're off to a fantastic start. I'm not and never have been a VRChat regular, so this is all truly uncharted territory. I spent over a week straight in this VR hell. I say VR, but you may notice this video is desktop footage. My reasoning here is plain and simple. I want this video to be watchable. On top of the random tab and keyword searches, I also made use of a random world picker, which had all kinds of criteria to select in order to find some truly weird stuff. And I was able to do this all lag-free by using Opera GX. Thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. If you're hunting for the perfect gaming web browser, look no further. Of course, nobody games without a 9-hour video essay in the background, and the built-in video pop-out feature is perfect for both viewing and playing at the same time. And if you're worried about those pesky pop-ups and ads, they've also got things covered with a built-in ad blocker. And on top of that, it even includes a free VPN in order to both protect your privacy as well as access content from different regions across the globe. And if you're a big fan, there's also the VPN Pro service, which includes even more features. Now, if you're sick of every web browser being basically the same thing, that's where GX mods come in. You can mix and match various themes, mods, and components in order to have a truly personalized experience. Wallpapers, music, sound effects, customizable UI, and a whole lot more. And to top it all off, Opera GX has a very convenient import tool which brings in all of your settings from your previous browser. History, bookmarks, cookies, and it's compatible with every single Chrome extension. Why wait? Use my link below to download Opera GX today. We have got some fresh, brand spanking new Chuck E. Cheese content. 2 new maps. For those uninformed and uneducated in the audience, I previously played every single Chuck map in the game, and I'd like to continue being able to hold that claim to fame. The first one up was the Chuck E. Cheese VR experience. This had a big list of rules, including one making clear that this world was for events only, no personal use. This one as far as them padlocking the door up to the stage, plus there's a rule that if you glitch onto the stage, you will be banned from Chuck E. Cheese forever. I ended up in the Chuck E. Cheese Backrooms and left. Of course, the next map up was Chuck E. Cheese Mini Experience. I'd like to make it abundantly clear that this map has no affiliations and no ties to the CEC franchise. Do not mix this up as an official product or experience, or there's going to be some real issues. I was able to play all kinds of awesome and cool and epic and fun and silly and fun and cool minigames in this miniature experience. I had my photo taken, and I even went cruising with the big C.
Smile for Chucky. We're using Chuck E.
That's fucking
Cheese's
scary.
sketchbook.
That's awesome. That's fucking sick. These are terrifying. What the hell are these? That's us. I went to play the iconic Chuck Birthday Bash theme song, and upon doing so realized I was a fraud scumbag recycling old material. No new jokes, just the same old bullshit. I've already done this joke. Fucking rerun, moron. After all that fun and all those games, I can officially restate that I have played every single Charles Entertainment Cheese map in the game. That was the final Chuck map ever.
Hey, what's going on?
There are more Chuck E. Cheese maps than there are Family Guy maps, by like a lot. Of course, there were a couple Griffin Residence recreations. One being a port from the famous video game Family Guy Online, and the other was a custom, built from the ground up, Griffin household. I like it, but I do have one minor issue with it. We all know that Peter is not particularly fond of Chainsaw Man, so I don't know why these photos are on the wall. Is this some kind of joke? Because it's not funny. Peter Griffin does not like Sans. I've asked him. Or Omori. Whoever made this is a fake fan. He does like One Piece. The final ever VRChat Family Guy level was the Drunken Clam. There wasn't a ton to it, but it did have a big TV with all kinds of Family Guy funny moments on it. Unfortunately, Best of Season 17 and Ultimate Family Guy Compilation were both broken. All that remained was Best of Jake Tucker. That's a goddamn shame. I did one of my trademarked silly searches for Markiplier maps and found this. I'm not goofing around. It's actually the full game, 1-to-1, of Iron Lung. This game is like $5. Go buy it. Even the map description tells you to buy it. I don't even know what else to say here. Like, it's legit just Iron Lung in its entirety. I did a few objectives and then rammed full speed into a wall, dying instantaneously as the submarine crumpled inwards like an empty soda can. What's going on, guys? This is one of a few I did that had players, but not like a shitload or anything, with this one having around 15 people on. I figured that since it was a therapy map, I'd be better off going into one that had some people in it. Maybe I'd run into a group therapy session going on. What I ended up finding was pure chaos. Things started off normal, with Wallace drawing a very nice painting, a beautiful landscape on canvas, a true expression of his deep childhood trauma. This was interrupted by about 7 Joshua Grahams chasing after and beating a small anime boy to death. They were led by a shadowy British figure giving them orders.
Pants off. He owes me money, and he has to get his pants off.
To get the money.
Now this is going to sound mean, but I'm going to say it anyways. This felt like a bunch of Twitch streamers. At first, I found this whole charade mildly amusing, but I think I may be turning into a sick, cranky old man, because after like a minute of it, I was fed up. Like 5 years ago, I would have joined in and started screaming at the anime boy, but now I was just pissed off that they fucked up Wallace's concentration. This is beautiful.
Thank you, Lon.
Right, come here.
Backflip. Parkour.
Who wants to be a millionaire? I joined into this WWTBAM map expecting essentially nothing to happen. Maybe I'd find a YouTube video filmed on the map or something, at the absolute most. I noticed a poster on the wall for Game Show Genesis and looked into it. This is basically VRChat's primary host and creator of game show games, with this one being one of many that they have running. And as I expected, a lot of these are recorded. If you have ever wanted to see two furry families go at each other in a violent game of Family Feud, well, GS Genesis has got you covered. As I was taking some of these notes down, I noticed a figure zip by me, sprinting into the main area, which freaked me the fuck out because no one else was here when I joined. I thought I was seeing shit. I went over to investigate, and I soon found out that I was no longer alone here.
Welcome to the show. Tell us about yourself.
I want to be a millionaire. I want to make $1 million.
Okay, I'll tell you the rules. The rules are, you have to, basically, you press a button. I don't know. Okay.
All right.
What is the following mythological creature breathe fire?
I think that's gotta be the dragon. That's gotta be the dragon.
Final answer?
That's the final answer.
And you're correct. Correct. Which is the following is never been claimed part of Texas before annexed by the USA.
And let's ask the audience.
AKA me.
Yeah, what do you think?
Okay, audience, what do you think? Oh, okay. You just wasted a lifeline. Like, probably England, I don't know. Probably pay. I'll see.
You're the audience.
I don't know. Oh, you're actually correct.
I think I'm gonna go with B.
I think that is right. You were correct.
I was wrong. No. Me and the wee lad wrapped up, and he asked me to add him as a friend on VRChat because we had such a swell time. I'm probably never going to touch this game again, but I added my new lil bro. We had some good, clean, honest fun. How many blank tiles are there in a game of Scrabble?
Yeah, it's none. It's none. Is it right?
That is wrong.
Oh, come on.
It's 2. It's 2. Basically, all of the Japanese worlds I did were completely blind, as obviously I didn't even know what they were titled. The only thing to go off of in most cases was their tiny thumbnail. Most of the time the maps were either nothing of note or some crack shit not worth showing. This one had part of the name in English, but even with that, I still had no clue what to expect. And honestly, after playing through a fair bit of it, I don't really know how to describe it either. This is purely guesswork. It was sort of like a virtual exploration of dreams and memories, I think. At the very least, the atmosphere of it was very dreamlike. Soothing music and nice-looking levels. I went around various numbered dreams collecting sweets, treats, and memory cubes. Everything aside from the title was in Japanese though, so once I reached some areas with actual instructions and puzzles, I was done for. I was fucked. Which is a shame. I actually really enjoyed exploring these dreamscapes. Within this city area, I went through a gate and was instantly teleported to a floating shrine in a completely new location. The music instantly going dead silent kind of freaked me out a bit. I was fully expecting it to jump scare me or, start turning creepy, with this being a turning point on the map, but thankfully that never happened. Again, I got stuck on this puzzle here, so if there was more to it, I didn't get to see it, sadly. Neat map. Put on your Sunday best. We're headed to VR Church. I actually knew this was a thing beforehand. I didn't randomly stumble across this. I found out about it as I was goofing around on Engage XR as Mike Ehrmantraut and made a note to check it out someday. I will say that I did not expect them to still be hosting these weekly, but here we are. While I waited for this to start, I did a little research on the official VR Church group. Their main games right now seem to be this, as well as Final Fantasy XIV.
Amen, everybody.
They also used to do sermons in fucking Rust, of all places. I can't imagine those went very well. Hold on, Jesus. We're getting raided. They've also been featured on The Daily Show, so this isn't a tiny underground thing no one's ever heard of before. I mean, it kind of is, seeing as like 10 people showed up, but you get what I mean. Oh, and they also do AI music. Epic. The time had arrived, and church was now in session. I just about shat myself when Super Mario triple jumped on stage and was our pastor for the first little bit.
Alright everyone, we'll be starting church in a second. I'm just getting set up, but if everyone wants to find a seat, church. Alright.
It's hard to even go over all the little things that were adding up that made this ridiculously funny to me. A church advertising their Discord and that they were live on twitch.tv, anime and furry avatars with asses firmly planted in their seats, the main pastor bee-hopping up to the stage, and Super fucking Mario proudly standing next to me for the entirety of the sermon. I am truly blessed.
That's not even what the passage was about. That wasn't the intended purpose, to make us judgmental, hateful.
After the initial freaking hilarity and absurdity of VR Church wore off, it was kind of just like attending actual church, and I completely zoned out and stopped paying attention, and then just left. If I had joined on a different day, there's a possibility that I could have been VR baptized, which is apparently also a thing they do. There's a few videos of them doing it in some weird, probably defunct VR games, as well as one right here in VRChat. I think having played this for so long has sort of desensitized me as to how fucking insane it is to see footage of furries and anime catgirls getting baptized by Rafiki from The Lion King. Explain exactly what I just said to a 75-year-old, and they'll think you've been possessed by the devil. I joined this one, which had a couple people in it, realized it was a persona map, and therefore I was in big trouble. Instantly, upon joining, someone came outside, said that sleeping dogs is better than Yakuza, and was followed by a couple of his buddies. I was then called a whole variety pack of slurs, and left, because these guys were dickheads. All of this happened within about 20 seconds. stay away from Persona 5 fans. They are evil, wicked people. Before making this video, I pretty much expected most maps to end up going like this, and thankfully, this was only like one of 3 that were this awful. It's partially on me, as I've heard public worlds are to be avoided at, like, all costs. But, like, come on. I shouldn't have to join weird discords to find people who don't instantly start doing this kind of shit. A lot of VRChat denizens are seemingly permanently stuck in, like, 2016 internet mode and have never left. As previously mentioned, back on the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire world, VRChat has a surprisingly massive catalog of game show games to choose from. Like, actually a shitload. There's a ton of variety here. Lots of game shows that aired for like 2 years in the 80s, as well as worlds for specific eras of ones like Jeopardy, as well as regional variations of some game shows like UK WWTBAM. Almost all of it was created and hosted by Game Show Genesis, which we briefly talked about earlier. That kid joining into the world kind of distracted me though, and I forgot to continue looking into it. I was reminded to check as I was doing a Family Feud map in the hopes that someone else would join in again. Unfortunately, no one did, so I had to be both families, the stage crew, as well as the host.
It's the Pacinos, wish the De Niros. Hey, name a food you can buy from a sidewalk vendor. Hot dogs.
Hold on. Shit.
Name something you do when you have a cold. Sneeze. Let's go!
I need the music.
Name an occupation that starts with the letter J. Janitor.
After I was done with that stupid, terrible goddamn joke, I looked into GSG's profile, where again I saw the massive collection of game shows to pick from. Thankfully, they even had a game show hub map. The game show hub had infographics and recreated sets of like literally every goddamn game show ever made. This was made by true game show lore masters. Everything from random 70s shit all the way to more modern ones. They even had an original game show called Impersonator Detectives. Despite all of this, and having worlds set up for tons of different shows, they still don't have The Price is Right. Genuinely one of the most iconic game shows ever created. You're stuck playing the fucking Wii game.
Come on! $8 million. No. $9 million.
This was also one of a few maps I found that had an in-game advertisement for a VRChat movie, with this one being created by the GS Genesis group.
Oh shit. Who's there?
Shannon? Was that you?
Don't go. The murder could be waiting for us. I'll deal with this.
Shit.
Good girl.
Mom, what's going on?
I went back to their profile, and the Family Feud map had 14 people in a public world. Why not check this out? It was being run by some VR church group, not the actual GS Genesis guy. Coincidentally though, the big man himself was also in this world, just chilling here at the exact same time I joined in. He wasn't even the host or anything. He was just sitting in the audience despite being the guy. I turned to watch the game for a few seconds, and when I looked back, he was gone. A vanishing act. This is a pretty cool little scene on VRChat, and weirdly enough, it's not even the first game I've found to have a massive community of game show fanatics. The dude behind this one has been at it since 2018 as well. So, before you know it, their 10-year anniversary will be right around the corner. This VRChat game show network has lasted longer than a lot of the ones they've recreated. This one was the biggest one I found, and it's not even close. I don't mean in terms of world size, but rather file size. It was like double anything else I did for this video. The map itself wasn't even that big. I don't know why it was such a massive download. Maybe it was all of the wacky creatures they have strewn about the place. This is Schloosh. That's Barry. This is Gamel. This is Spencer. That's Andy. Don't fucking talk to this guy. Stay away from him. This one was pretty clearly made as some kind of art project, and while it was cool to walk around in, I feel like it's one that really would have benefited from me being in VR. It's a bit glitchy on PC. Nothing that ruins it, just some odd visual stuff on the sides of the screen. I am a fan of how it looks though. It's visual chaos, but in a good way. It's very odd. I like that. Check it out if you want to see some strange sculptures and trippy visuals. Moving on. One of the very first worlds that appeared in my random tab while filming this was a map named I'll See You Again, Dad. I knew what this was going to be, but a part of me hoped that it was maybe an art project or something. It wasn't. As the name suggests, this map was created to serve as a memorial for this person's father, who I assume was a fan of VRChat. Based on the jet, possibly a fan of one of the many flight sims this game offers. I really don't even know what to say here. It was a pretty massive gut punch to start things off. Not to make this about me, but at the same time, it's kind of beautiful that someone was willing to create and share such a personal map with the world. I'm not going to dwell on it for too long here, but I think it was worth bringing up. The VRChat random tab is a mess of shitty meme worlds, pre-built stock asset apartment maps, the occasional minigame, a racing or flight sim world now and then. But every so often, out of nowhere, it will dump the most beautiful, serene locations that absolutely nobody is hanging out in. Lush greenery, blooming flowers, flowing waterfalls. I could spend all day in some of these. Beautiful summer forests full of fauna and beaming rays of light. I played this during an Ontario winter though, so everything looked like this in real life. Just disgusting sludge everywhere. Being in a place like this was a nice change of pace. This one here was surprisingly expansive too. I walked its trails, taking in the views, and even showered under a waterfall. It was so good that the game could not handle it and crashed. Freddy Fazbear. I didn't do Freddy maps, I just realized that. I forgot. Who is in this? Who is just hanging out in this? What are they doing? You can grapple up them? It doesn't seem to be in like bad taste, at least. There's that. Apparently there's jets on this map, so never mind. VRChat has a sizable Freddy the Five Nights fanbase community. It is primarily made up of lots and lots of children. This really shouldn't be a surprise. In fact, you'd be foolish to think otherwise. You'd really think some new big thing would have come around by now, but the youth still yearn for Freddy the Pizza Bear. Let's check how things are going in a few of these. Shall we?
No, who is it? Oh, it's a Markiplier.
Did he call me Markiplier?
You Bonnie?
No, I'm Markiplier.
This guy needs to start the night, because as soon as he starts the night, I'm running.
Yep.
To there.
Just
I'm running
sprint.
to the office.
Full speed.
Dude, start the night! Oh my god. No, I'm about to start the time. Hey, you lunatic! Start the night! Thank the Lord. Go back, go back. Did bro just crash? Come on, drink.
You should like stick them in your mouth and just eat them. What are you, some kind of dog?
Bitch, I'm Foxy,
What are
bro.
you, some kind of robot dog?
Robot fox. Pirate. Dang.
I don't believe a word coming out of your little mouth. What are you, some kind of dog? Don't you have a job to do?
I'm going a different world, honestly.
Yeah, seriously. This place freaking blows. The FNAF bathroom. Welcome to Freddy's. Hey, where's Freddy?
How old are you?
Where's Freddy?
Whoa. Oh, there. She's not even on.
What are you, some kind of dog? Hey. Is it true? Is it true the rumor's true? Yeah. Are the rumors true? Huh? You rancid rabbit? They say... Come here. They say you know Mr. Beast personally. Is that true? Okay.
Wait, why are you in FNAF 2?
Why are you in FNAF 2?
Because I'm a FNAF 2 animatronic.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe you.
Actually, you're not supposed to be here.
No, actually, you're not supposed to be here.
This Freddy's supposed to be here.
No. Hey, what's going on over here? What's going on over here? What are you up to, huh? Rancid rabbit? Rancid rabbit? This guy knows Mr. Beast. This guy knows Mr. Beast personally.
Is that Harry Rabbit?
I know Jimmy Beast.
He knows Jimmy Beast.
Better than anyone else.
Is this guy using a voice changer?
No, he just talks like that.
Okay.
Mr. Beast gave it to me.
Give this kid $1 million. Come on, you know Mr. Beast.
No. You see, Jimmy cut me off from the fortune.
Why?
I no longer am beastly, he says. It's such a shame. He can be so heartless. This is my last beastly gift. Go on. It's all yours, my child. Take your dreams by your hand. Control life the way you want it. That's what Jimmy Beast taught me. That's what Jimmy Beast taught me. You will live, and you will thrive.
This one was one of my absolute favorites. A VR talk show, which has been going on for years, called the Big Bad Shark Show, hosted by Big Bad Shark. I came across this in the wild wasteland of the Random tab and had a look around their studio. This place had a full stage setup, seating for a live studio audience, as well as production areas, including snacks left out for the staff. There was even a whole second stage for what I assume is a different segment or even show. I looked through their other maps, and they also had an executive office for their massive enterprise. As expected, their office was set up in the side of a Greek amphitheater. There wasn't actually much to it, but it is another spot they use for filming. This channel has dozens of episodes of this talk show. It's not some failed project that was canned after 3 episodes. And they interview random-ass people. They aren't just doing episodes interviewing bigwigs in the VRChat scene. Some of her most frequent guests are her kids and other family members. This is a family business. It's also all non-profit and strictly for fun. And it even says that if someone really wants to contribute to the show, you can donate to your local food bank and they'll shout it out. That's really cool. I said it was a family business, and that was not a joke. Like, her kids are frequent guests, her sister was a co-host on one of their shows, her cousin has been on the channel, and they even had the 94-year-old Grandma Shark on for an episode. Unfortunately, I sadly learned she passed away a few years ago, and they did a whole tribute episode dedicated to her. It's really sweet. They played all kinds of clips and fun moments, and from what they showed, she seemed chill as fuck too. That's a very dumbass idiot Zoomer thing to say, I know, but it's true.
Whatever. Kiss my ass, lady. You're gonna get a spanking.
It looks too much like your face.
Oh!
The clips of her being completely overwhelmed by VR, halfway sank into the interview chair, are fantastic stuff. It's incredible.
Quit running around.
Hi! Hi, Grandma. I love you.
I love you too whenever you sit still.
This is stupid.
At some points during the recording of this video, VRChat stuff just kind of annoyed me or teed me off, but finding stuff like this makes it worth it every time. Absolute gem of a channel. Oh, and it's not just the Big Bad Shark Show, but also nearly 20 other series, specials, and movies as well. Granted, some were pretty short-lived, but others have been going on for years. The movies were also full-length productions done entirely in VRChat. And all of this is being done to an audience of less than 400 subscribers. And that's not me making fun of it or equating its value to their sub count or anything. I'm just saying that it's all being done out of pure creative spirit.
Welcome to the Big Bad Shark Show. We are delighted to have a very interesting guest here with us today.
My meme game has been getting pretty rough in my old age, so I took a look at Meme World from 2025. This map said it had all kinds of hilarious and relatable memes. Hopefully, this will be the meme refresh I oh so desperately need.
When a thief breaks in your house looking for money, I'll look with you. Cause you don't have money. Video games be like, the door is locked. Well, you can just go around. I look at someone when they ask what I'm doing, but they can clearly see what I'm doing. Subscribe to this guy. My computer autosave file. Where is it? I don't freaking know. When your bestie walks in. Ah! Oh my god, there's so many. The Millionaire's office.
Wall Street, big shot. The crypto millionaire's off. He's got his just in his freaking bedroom.
9-year-old
I
me
couldn't
thinking
freaking find
frickin'
Google Chrome
college
search
professors
professors
when you don't instantly freaking
Harry
understand.
We need the last
something.
one up to
Han
finish
Solo.
these, yeah.
Recent
But
apps,
sort of
girl
crazy.
reaction. Freaking
Boy
Angry
reaction.
Birds says pick partner. Guys, they got more memes coming soon. Favorite the world.
Unlike a lot of other games I've done, VRChat was released officially outside of the Slender being popular era of the internet. There were only a handful of Slender maps here, and I started things off with the only map anyone else was playing, being one simply called Slender VR. This wasn't a one-to-one recreation of the OG Slender, but a sort of VRChat spin on it. I'm gonna be honest, having a fucking map of exactly where to go in a Slender game kind of ruins the main point of it, being that you are completely lost and clueless on where to go as he progressively gets more aggressive. I wasn't a little bitch, so I went mapless, and then proceeded to get lost and gave up. Little bitch. See you later, little bitch.
Is that the map room? I want that map back. Oh, I'm fucked. Just kill me, bro.
I was sitting at home, and I got something in the mailbox. It was a CD with Sonic.exe written on it, and it had a letter from my buddy Mitch. You have to destroy this disc, or he's gonna get you. I think to myself, Mitch, this is quite a prank. Mitch. Always the prankster, little Mitch. And Sonic show up and he say, I am God. And then he kill me. With blood. There are more Sonic.exe maps than Slender maps, and it's not even a competition. One whole series of these was called Sonic.exe The Disaster, which I thought was some VRChat original, but apparently it's just a port of a Roblox game, or something like that.
What the hell is this, bro?
I was in a creepy mood after all this, so I stopped for a bite to eat at the Creepy Cafe.
I'll tell you what's creepy. How fucking shady the graphics are. Ah! I'll have the Hero Brand cake, please. I'll have the Sonic EXE onion rings, please. I'll have the Jane the Killer fucking tiger prawn and lobster, please. Can I get the Smile Dog meat?
There were 38 people in a private session at the GOOGIE house. What the hell was going on in there? Of course, I had to stop in to the GOOGIE room. Very, very cool, as usual. I kept my visit here relatively brief. GOOGIE seemed pretty sneapy. I guess now would be time to mention that VRChat has a pretty big DJ scene, which includes one label called GOOGIE Records. I'd go into it more, but I think beyond the fact that they used my drawing as a logo, there's no connection to anything relevant here. I doubt most of these people even know who I am. The Goog has breached containment. A totally normal store was, well, a totally normal store. It wasn't a bit, it wasn't a joke, it actually just was a little shop. I looked around it for a bit, and the only real thing of note was the hallway down in the basement, which took...
Backrooms? What? We're in the backrooms? What? Backrooms? What? 4 beers, 5 beers, 6 beers. If I see a damn thing, I'm gonna hit it with a stone cold stunner.
One of the bigger map types on VRChat seems to be Backrooms type maps. This shit will never die. They even had Backrooms 2 on here. No flippin' way. With that famous movie coming out relatively soon, I figured I'd get into the mood and ended up playing a shitload of these, plus some bonus liminal space maps. It's not exactly surprising that there's so many of these, as they are probably one of the easiest map types to ever create. I have zero mapping experience, and I guarantee I could shit one of these out in a couple hours max. At their core, these are literally just big mazes with the same single texture throughout the entire thing. That's it. Anyone could make one of these. I played a handful of Backrooms maps and what do I even say? I don't know what I was expecting or thinking in making this a whole segment. They were Backrooms maps. A few of them had a couple things to find hidden around the place, and that's really it. It is worth noting that a few of these were created pretty early into the Backrooms phenomena, before it became a super duper massive thing. Some of these were from 2019, which is cool. That's before it became SCP Lite with monsters and levels and all horror factor completely ripped away from it. At the end of the day though, it's still just kind of boring maze maps. As I said, I was also going to do some liminal space maps, since there's a lot of crossover there with the Backrooms. But for some reason, VRChat people love throwing liminal onto anything and everything, even slightly weird. I saw liminal parking, for fuck's sake. Like, what does that even mean? I had to really dig deep and do a lot of hardcore searching to find some real ones. Before we get into these, I've just got to say that the word liminal, along with liminal spaces, has just completely lost all meaning. That's not exactly a hot take, and I don't even know if I really care. But I've got to talk about it here. This genre, if you want to call it that, has been so abused that it now encompasses a very wide pool of ideas, rather than being about anything specific. It's a weird phrase to begin with, which is open to interpretation, and this has led to a bunch of different interpretations, all being accepted under the liminal banner. Nostalgic but distant memories? Liminal. Abstract architecture? Liminal. Dreamlike landscapes and buildings? Liminal. Empty areas that usually have people? Liminal. And that's just a handful of examples. There's plenty more than that. At the end of the day, it's just an idea, and ideas in art are always open to interpretation as well as change, but I don't know, I kind of wish it wasn't so diluted. At the very least, if there's one major saving grace with both the Backrooms as well as liminal spaces, they don't have Funko Pops. The VRChat liminal space maps typically follow the weird architecture style, with a handful of them aiming to recreate those iconic liminal space images that were pretty big a few years back. These were fun to explore, but they simply don't hold a candle to similar maps made on the Source engine. These ones had too much of that Unity gloss for my liking. There was also really nothing too standout. A couple pool room levels, some empty hotels, and not a ton more. One of the last ones I played was a pretty cool one called Liminal Dreamscape. It was probably my favorite of the bunch, having a ton of connected, weird areas that just kept going and going and going non-stop. As I was playing through it, it started clicking in my mind that a lot of dreamlike liminal space stuff is super reminiscent or straight up inspired by Twin Peaks and David Lynch. I had somehow never thought about that before, and it's so ridiculously obvious. In this specific maps case, and spoilers for Twin Peaks by the way, it was super reminiscent of the finale of the original run, as well as the first couple episodes of The Return, traversing a seemingly endless, otherworldly but familiar dreamscape. More specifically, this little motel area really got these thoughts rolling, as all I could think was, man, this is like David Bowie's house. I probably wouldn't even have mentioned this though, if I didn't walk by a radio on the map that was literally playing a song from Twin Peaks, like right as I was thinking about this stuff. Back on topic though, I don't think it's insane to say that this dreamscape kind of stuff is a distinctly different thing than like empty picture of my grandmother's basement. But both of these are under the same liminal space moniker. It's 2026, so I'm sure all of these discussions have already been had and the arguments have already been settled, but I think it's still worth talking about.
It's a serious situation right now. I'm like, getting the lines together. Oh, what the? Hello?
The fishing mall, which is unrelated to iconic VRChat level fish, ! Was a typical silly map full of Easter eggs, memes, and references, albeit a fairly expansive one. I think they used this one Jerma pose at least 20 times across the mall. I will give this one some points for the epic badass smoking fish. That's friggin' cool as hell. I was looking for other cool ass shit and found their meat freezer, which had a big bottomless pit in the middle of it. In typical Silent Hill 2 fashion, I jumped right on in. This ended up taking me to the literal heart of the mall, a giant meat room where everything was blood and totally screwed up. I collected all 10 meats to progress, which unlocked a portal to a map named bloodmall.txt. Very evil sounding, very ominous, but unfortunately, it was invite only. What the heck? The rest of the mall really was just a bunch of little jokes and shit, mostly visual gags. So, going over them and just explaining the jokes is kind of pointless and stupid. It was pretty fun to look around though. Would recommend. The only major thing of note on this one was that I learned about the infamous VRChat fish community. You'll be able to tell it's them by looking for their less than sign, greater than sign, less than sign logo. Based on their website and this map, they've been doing daily VRChat shit for almost 3 years, non-stop. with the next meeting set to occur in 1 hour on a different map. What kind of devilish schemes are the fish freaks cooking up? We'll have to see in 60 minutes. This is all it was. Everyone was tiny, multiple people were mic spamming, and not a single person was really doing much of anything. I am gravely disappointed in the fish community. I expected more from you. Truly. I truly did. This sucks. Rocket Run Fun Center was like the Chuck E. Cheese maps, if they were good. It was another big arcade map with all kinds of minigames, a playground, and even a dirty, damp, disgusting, likely infected with a multitude of diseases, rotten ball pit. I went buck nutty on the Cyclone machine, hitting the massive jackpot multiple times in a row with my lightning-fast reflexes. I got it again. I'm the jackpot master. Also in the Tons of Fun Rocket Center was a roller skating rink. This shit had no speed cap, and I went beyond speeds that mankind should be able to achieve.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Somebody stop this guy!
There was a bunch of other shit to check out too. This place was a true virtual arcade for people too frail and sickly to subject themselves to the dangerous halls of Dave & Buster's. I really didn't care though, having had my fill of this kind of shit at this point, and was gonna leave. That was until I saw they had bowling. The king of the alley has returned. You don't gotta be screaming, you don't gotta be a crazy person, you just gotta be calm, collected. Aim right for the center. Calm and collected. Right down the center. It's a strike every time. I'm gonna get a perfect game. Not kidding. God damn! That is a 230 point, near flawless bowling game. Put me in the pro leagues. Put me in the leagues. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to introduce a segment which has been heavily requested over the years. I've received multiple letters in the mail and bricks through my window requesting this. The Shrek Power Hour. This game came out like 3 years after Shrek memes were in any way relevant. Despite that, there were numerous ha-ha funny Shrek maps, about 70% of which were made by one person. A true Shrek fanatic. We'll start things off proper by breaking a promise and completely desecrating my credibility. I've gone on record saying that I would never, ever, not in a million years, play Roblox ever again. And this map was a VRChat port of Roblox's iconic Ride a Cart into Shrek map. I don't know why. There was absolutely nothing to gain. There was no reason to do this. I sat through the entire thing and finished it. Even after experiencing this map in full, I have almost nothing to say about it. I rode a cart into Shrek.
Just get me to the 6-7 elevator. Not this fucking game again. Like, get me to the 6... I'm supposed to do fucking Shrek maps. What's going on?
If there exists a meme that has Shrek in it, it was located somewhere on this map, either as a wall texture, a model, or somewhere in the skybox. Just complete and utter migraine-inducing Shrek chaos. And just in case this wasn't enough Shrek content for you, they had 4 portals to other Shrek worlds. Most of it was just random Shrek buildings, like the Shrek Pizzeria, as well as the titular Shrek Church. There were lines for a pastor to read here during a Shrek wedding. Would you believe me if I said that this wasn't even the only map I found where you can hold a Shrek wedding on VRChat? I couldn't fucking do it anymore and had to move on to the next one. Survival the Shrek the Killer. Within this Shrek extravaganza, you traverse a maze as a bunch of Shreks within it try to murder you. You can grab them and yunt them as much as you want, but they just keep coming and they don't stop coming. They also all play very loud Ocean Man, which overlap with each other as well. I love loud noises. They make me laugh. Double breaking my promise here. The next map was Ride a Box into Shrek, another port of a famous Shrek game on Roblox. This one was a much-needed refresher. Dare I say, a beautiful map. I thought it would be like 30 seconds long, but I was on this for many minutes. The only reason I didn't see it through to the end was due to a misinput where I accidentally left my chair, resulting in great despair as my box floated away. This Shrekman was a fucking mistake. Alright, if you've been on VRChat for longer than 5 minutes, you'd know that there is an abundance of bars, clubs, lounges, and cafes. Too many. You could fill an entire city with the amount of abandoned clubs that VRChat has. I understand the appeal of these. I'm not going to sit here like, why not just go to a real damn bar? Obviously, these clubs, bars, and cafes are a familiar environment that most people would like to go to in real life, but sometimes can't since their buddies are halfway around the world. Hence why VRChat ones are so popular. I just don't get why they aren't more elaborate and outlandish, since it's all virtual. With how many there are some that are cool, but the populated ones are just normal-ass bars and clubs. Give me some fourth-dimensional space cafes. None of this cozy crap. With just how many of these there are, though, I'm gonna have to Omega Power Hour cover everything under one segment. Let's go bar hopping. The first one I checked out was called Bar Rebellion. It was a pretty normal place, and I didn't expect to find too much. And yeah, there really wasn't much here, aside from some movie posters for what looked like movies made in VRChat. Diving down that rabbit hole, I found that this was a legit Japanese VR short film, which was surprisingly actually pretty good. And it even had subtitles. Solid camera angles, decent action, especially for being in VRChat, and some nice effects work. Would recommend. 4 stars on Letterboxd. Bar Clover Cherry looked pretty, but I got too distracted by the infinite chocolate generator to appreciate its visuals.
I just love chocolate.
Jokes aside, this is one of many random bar worlds that actually looked very nice. I assume some of these are pre-built worlds, but a good amount of them were definitely custom, having a lot of time and effort put into them. All of that effort to be left collecting dust just a short while later. It's a little sad on ones like this, which have photos of times they were populated. I wonder how long these good times lasted. This one here was like an e-dating playground. All kinds of pictures up, with the place being chock full of hot, cool avatars, smooching and cuddling. It even had an ad up for a virtual reality e-dating platform. Who would the right vibe would use something like that?
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Big Mo. I just love hanging out in virtual reality. Wowza. Here to meet new people and maybe find someone to kiss on the lips.
Yeah. Junk Club was a pool hall map which had a fucking ELO ranking system and a bunch of tournaments previously held here, with trophies and everything. I don't know why, but the anime cat girl playing at the realistic billiards table, nuking pool balls, is really funny to me. In case you want to check out one of these tournaments, their next one is scheduled for February 2025. Huh. I just missed them. I nuked a couple pool balls at max power and was escorted out by security. I actually did a bunch more, but I have to cut this segment off or I would sound like a broken record, just repeating the same things over and over and over. Empty club, no one here, abandoned for years. Empty bar, no one here, photos on the wall, collecting dust. Empty cafe, no one here, left to rot. Empty club, no one here, not a single pole dancer in sight. You get the picture. I'm sure that some of these are active, just at specific times rather than constantly. That doesn't change the fact that there are a shitload of these forgotten hangout spots. I don't really have any big message or analysis with these to end things off. Actually, I don't. I just found all these random dead clubs interesting. Okay, cool. Next.
Get your old ass on somewhere, bro.
Beat his ass, Kratos. Beat his ass.
What the heck are you? Is that the man I know? He fights a lot of players and
Comedy Asthma had all kinds of 2015 to 2017 memes littered absolutely everywhere. Just for reference, this map was made in 2024. What are they doing on VRChat, bro? Now you can say that this is all haha ironic, silly, funny, but I mean, this still must have taken hours to create. Just a nasty world. It made me sick to my stomach. Why would they make something like this? The last time I played this game, I came across a Japanese horror map with this thumb-looking monster jump-scaring you as you walk down a scary, very long hallway. Well, in a kind of crazy coincidence here, I found another map by the same creator just chilling in the random tab. Wowie zowie. This one has a big scary elevator that goes up and keeps going up for about 10 minutes. During the whole escalation, you're terrified and spooked by evil entities.
Was that a good reaction? Trying to get good reactions here, guys.
Bitch alert. Bitch
alert. What are you looking at?
No hate to the artist, it's fine art, but I do think that the monsters are a little less scary when they're just fucking drawn JPEG critters that make Dark Souls 1 moaning sounds.
Oh. Shut up. Is that it? I think it says like thank you for playing or to be continued or something. I don't know. I don't know. Why would I know?
There's a Yakuza. Oh, no, we have Markiplier. Markiplier, get your ass over here and give me your age and date of birth. And
It's
your
me,
name.
Markiplier.
Okay, what is your age and date of birth, boy? I need to write down. Yakuza. Give me your name.
I'm 36 years old. It's born on June
Date of birth.
28th, 1989.
What's your name, little boy?
My name is Markiplier.
VRChat has a fair amount of Minecraft maps that look like complete and utter shit. I really don't understand the point of these. They seriously hurt to look at sometimes. This one was Skyblock themed and lacked any shading whatsoever. There were giant mob statues, floating castles, strange abandoned office buildings with toilets, evil wizard towers, a flying pirate ship, and a bunch of other random shit. All of it being accessible via a magical feather, which most of the time just yunted you in a random direction. I assume this is based on like a real Skyblock map from around 2011, maybe? I don't know. I was legit getting a headache from playing on it, and had to get the fuck out before I puked. This segment is sort of an expansion on the existential crisis I had the last time I played VRChat. This occurred when I played a map named Precious Memories, and it hit me that I was in an age where I could walk around a digital house which had framed images of anime catgirls being referred to as precious memories. It gave me a profound gut feeling for some reason afterwards, and I'm still not entirely sure why. I wanted to look at more memory maps to see if I could better come to terms with my thoughts on them, and perhaps come to better understand them. The first one of these I found was one which had over 4,000 screenshots indexed by month and year, which began all the way back in 2019, and is still being added to. Most of them also listed who was in the photo, where it was taken, and some even had descriptions. I went through multiple hallways lined with photos, and didn't even make it halfway through their 2019 collection. Honestly, I have nothing but respect for the dedication here. One aspect of this one that I found really interesting was that you can see regulars start to appear in real time, but with some of them, as time goes on, they begin showing up less and less, and then stop. In most cases though, someone new takes their place, and some people stick around throughout the entire timeline. I no-clipped through the wall to see how much was left, and after 10 minutes, I had gotten through maybe like 15 to 20% of it.
It's like quite a party. You think they had a pillow fight?
Another actually interesting memory map was one called The Memories version 2.0. This one was made to give people a space to leave photos with personal messages attached. A lot of it was just kind of cringy, "You were the light that saved me from darkness" messages to their e-girlfriends, but a few were more genuine. The creator of the map said something along the lines of making this as a way to deal with their stress and anxiety, and that it was made to leave messages to friends, family, and even those no longer with us. It was a bit of a tonal shift going from that description to reading the first message, which was, "Is that Sans Undertale?" I also found a similar one to the last called The Memories of Marigolds, with this one specifically being for those no longer with us. I didn't even go searching this out, it simply appeared in my random tab. As I always say, worlds like these are a very sweet and thoughtful thing to do for those who have passed on, as it gives the community a sort of physical spot to remember them. It was kind of weird going from photos of real people to anime catgirls, even though like obviously those are real people behind the avatars. I don't even mean this in like a negative way. It was just strange. The one map to make all of these memory maps finally and fully click with me was this. It was another map made as a memorial, with this one being specifically for a friend of the creator named Edzy. It had all kinds of screenshots of fun times they had together as a group, a few voice recordings, and even some art they had made of his avatar. Like the last one, this is a really sweet thing to do, and it's really something that can only be done in a digital space like this. I came into this segment with the expectation that I'd just find some more anime avatars taking selfies and I'd simply say, "Cringe fail anime model photo gallery," and would then move on. After looking at all these worlds though, I now think these are really nice. Hopefully they stay around for a good long while, and hopefully VRChat doesn't start deleting shit. And that goes for all of them, not just the memorial ones. Even if they're goofy looking avatars, those are real people behind them, and these are real memories being captured. You know, sure, they might not have the same value to you as interactions in real life, but that doesn't mean they're worthless. Anyways, there were like 10 other memory maps, which were all essentially the same thing that I'm not going to show. Mostly stock apartments and house maps with a handful of photos scattered around. That was about 95% of these. Some had a bit more personality, the occasional frickin' epic hilarious meme tossed in, a plushie here and there, but nothing really worth diving into. If there's one thing that still kind of bothers me with these, it's that compared to real photos, VRChat ain't gonna last forever. Eventually the game will go down, or it'll start deleting worlds, or an update will wipe out old maps. There is a million things that could go wrong, which would result in losing these memory maps. What then? World backups? Photo archives? What if it's in 10 years, or 20? Will you still have those files? These are questions which will have to be answered at some point. Hopefully, not soon. And that's a wrap on VRChat, a very weird, kind of fun, kind of freaky game that I enjoyed a fair bit. I'm not exaggerating when I say that this was only a handful of the worlds I did for this video. I have hours and hours and hours of footage which will never see the light of day. I can't even express just how many chill vibe hangout maps I looked into. They are like a collective blob in my memory. That's it for now though. Enjoy the beautiful blue skies and golden sunshine. Have a great day.